passing it around. I appreciate you guys tremendously. It's good to be back here. Who remembers Jamilah? Yeah! It's so good to be back here. Happy Monday. Thank you for receiving me. Thank you for allowing me to come back to visit and share all the good things that has been happening in my life, and I want to hear what's happening with yours. But if I have permission, before I start to go on and on about work, can I get a minute or two to just pray with you all?
Yes.
I appreciate that. So on my way here today, I was inspired to pull over and hear a sermon. And part of the sermon was about your life turning around. That we are coming into a turnaround season. And what does that really mean? And so what I got from that was that the Most High can turn mountains into road hills. That no matter what the obstacles, big or small, there's a way for us to get through it. But we need faith, right? And sometimes faith, we have blind faith, right? Because our God is someone that we can talk to, we can hear, but we can't touch. And for most people, they're battling with so many different things, especially as we're entering the season of winter, of the holidays, of loved ones that we may not be able to see. So I wanted to start today to say, everyone here is of value to me. I appreciate you. You are loved. You are loved by God. You are loved by your company around you, and you are loved by me. And there is no obstacle, big or small, that we can get through as a community. As many of you know, I ran for city council in our district, East New York. I'm born and raised in East New York. I call myself the proud project baby with an MBA because I'm proud of my walk. And I am a positive product of my environment. And because of that, no matter where I go, I let everybody know. Brooklyn's in the house. And I am so blessed God has given my mom another year. Her birthday was last week, Monday. She is 66 years old. And I've been fighting with her to get her to the doctor. So that's another reason why I'm here today. It's about wellness for our people, people of color, and really being able to get the best quality care that we deserve. So as I continue with my journey of being in the community and being active, one new venture and endeavor that God has placed in my life, I'm working for a company called Oak Street Health. I saw somebody with a bag. So who knows about Oak Street Health? They all do. All right. So we have a lot to talk about. So I'm not just going to run my mouth up here. I'm going to ask some questions and just give out some prizes. Does anyone currently have a doctor at Oak Street Health? Okay. No one. Okay. What is it that you like about your current doctor now?
I've been with her for 20 years.
20-some
years.
20-something?
And she really gives me a good exam. And I don't have no problem. Whatever I tell her, she always check it. She said, go x-ray or go to MR or something like that. And I'm a very good doctor.
Oh, good doctor. So we got good rapport, right? We got good rapport. How many of us may not want that doctor we currently have anymore? So everyone seems to be satisfied as of now with their doctor. Okay. How many of us, and this is not to expose anyone's business, but how many of us are on more than one medication? All right. How many, man? 6, 7. And how long have you been with your doctor? Four going on 5 years. How many?
20-some years.
How many medications?
About 10.
About 10. Anybody else wants to share? There's a reason behind my manners. Anybody else wants to share? Yes, ma'am. Let's go. How many medications do you own? 6 right now. Okay. So in the room right now, I'm not the brightest with the math, but if I was to add what everyone said off the top, we have maybe 30 medications. And we've been with our doctors. Yes, we're going to talk about that too. Thank you. So we have more than about 30 prescriptions. And we've been with our doctors for a very long time. Now, I'm not saying this to say that your doctors don't have love for you, that they're not good and they don't qualify.
Right.
But part of what we do at Oak Street Health is we want to help you decrease those medications. We want to see why, after so many years, and this happens to our community, right, people of color, why after so many years we're on the same medication. What is happening to our health, right? Because wellness is health, right? And yes, we have to take some accountability because, right, we are the protector of our bodies, right? We know what we're putting in. We know exercise is important. Mental health, emotional, all of that is combined. But we trust in our doctors. So at Oak Street Health, what we do, we try to provide tailored plans because not everyone needs are the same. For me, I'll share a story with you guys, and right around COVID time, I had to wear a heart monitor. Before the heart monitor, I was getting a lot of heart palpitations, I wasn't feeling well. I'm a runner, I'm a walker, I can walk 2 hours, 3 hours, never tired. But I started experiencing a lot of tiredness and couldn't understand why. But heart failure and heart disease runs in my family. So I went to the doctor, no need to be long-winded, I'll wrap it up. He said, you gotta see a cardiologist. I automatically got scared. I'm like, cardiologist? At the time I was I'm 44 now, this was in 42. I'm like, a cardiologist. Okay, I go to see a cardiologist, they said that I need to get a stent in my leg. They couldn't do it through the leg, they had to put one right here. I couldn't understand why. At the end of the day, my communication with that doctor before the cardiologist was not great. I would visit her, my visits would be short because she was extremely busy. She'll be writing notes and brushing me off without really understanding what I was saying. So because of that gap, I wasn't served the proper treatment so that I could probably avoid heart monitor, stents, and so on. But I became proactive, and I really started realizing that your health changes as you get older.
Yes.
And that is a fact.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
What happens at 20 don't happen at 40. And because of that, we have to treat ourselves with more care and make sure that the people around us, especially our providers, care equally. So when you go see your doctor, everyone can tell me, is your doctor giving you undivided attention? How long are you there? Do they have someone else taking the notes for you? Who can share their experience with me about a doctor?
No, I will. I see my doctor
Personally?
Yeah, me and Paul said I started to go and then she'll have one of her intern come and talk to me first and then she'll talk to me second.
Okay. Talk to you first, then talk to you second after. Okay, so here, let me tell you guys that we don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
We have someone in the room with the doctor, so that person is taking valid notes while the doctor has a one-on-one. You know, our two most vulnerable populations are our youth and our elders. And most of those two populations always seem to be taken advantage of because of the services and resources that they receive. So I don't want to stand here to convince you that Oak Street is a place to be, but I want to convince you that I care enough about your health to say that I stand on what this company provides. And for me, it's very important that especially the community in which I serve get the best quality care. We need doctors that have intentions. We have to do everything with intentions and everything purposeful, right? Because most of the time people just want to know, where's your Medicaid card? Where's your Medicare card? Where is this? Where is that? Because that means funding. Right? So because of that, we really become, especially us as a collective, trust. Trust is something you have to earn with time. Trust is not something that we just normally give. Sometimes our intuition can tell us this person can be trusted, this person cannot. So I would like to provide a day where you guys can come by, I'll have some lunch, and you can see the doctor, you can see our community room, you can tell us, tell me especially, what that experience was like for you. And what do you want to see out of this experience? You know, it's important that we really diversify and make sure we have equality in this health system. So by the show of hands, who has Medicare? Does everybody have Medicare? Do you know what you paid for? Do you know what you received? So that's another thing. So today I have my colleague, good friend, Mark with me, who has been, in the healthcare system for quite some time. And I'll give him the floor to share a little bit more of an insight on what insurance really can do for you and how he'll be, more able to assist in that direction.
Thank you, Jamilah, very much. I better give a round of applause. That was awesome. I just want to share with you guys briefly. So, like Jamilah said, I've actually been in the Medicare space for 10 years now as a licensed agent here in the state of New York. Representing many plans. My most current plan that I'm representing right now is the Humana Gold Plus plan, which I'm sure you guys have seen commercials, got things in the mail about, but I'm not here to talk about a specific plan. Like Jamilah, I'm here to be an advocate for the community. My greatest population that I like to serve is the underserved community. So clients that have Medicare and Medicaid, these are the clients that I tend to work with the closest because in addition to having your Medicare Part A and Part B benefits, Medicaid also allows you to get an extended amount of benefits on top of that as well. For example, there's something called an OTC spending allowance card that allows people to go shopping for everyday items, personal hygiene items, things that you use all the time. Soap, lotion, mouthwash, toothpaste, right? So your healthcare coverage, yes, is there to go see your doctors, get your lab work done, go see your specialist, get everything done on your medical basis, prescriptions as well. But what about on a day-to-day basis, right? We're not going to the hospital every day, we're not going to the doctor every day. What can we utilize on a day-to-day basis? And that's one thing. The OTC card, very, very, very big. So if you have Medicare and Medicaid, keep that in mind, that you're supposed to be getting a credit every single month to take care of these things for you on a day-to-day basis. Secondly, there's additional benefits. There's silver sneakers, which is a benefit that most carriers are giving now to kind of serve as a form of rehabilitation without necessarily going to physical therapy, right? You don't want to necessarily go to physical therapy, but maybe you want to walk a little bit on the treadmill, use some leg machines, do something a little bit more proactive, and the carriers will pay for that membership for you, okay? In addition to that, dental, vision, transportation, these are all benefits that if you're not currently satisfied with what you're having, right now is the annual enrollment period. I'm sure you guys are getting tons of mail, phone calls, all types of stuff about it right now. It's over on December 7th. Medicare does that to allow you the time to look at what you currently have, explore what your plan options could be in 2024, and make the best decision that works for you. So it's all about your satisfaction now. Hey, if you love your plan is continuing next year, you have no problems, stay with your plan. That's perfectly fine. If you are having any type of discrepancy, have literally from now to December 7th to have a new plan that will be more satisfactory to your needs starting for January 1st. So that's what I'm here to do. I'm just here to answer any questions that you may have. I work with all types of hospitals, providing networks all over. Oak Street is super important to me and very dear to me because when I need a fantastic place to bring a new client to have an experience that's unlike any other primary care facility, I'm bringing them to Jamilah and I'm bringing them to Oak Street. That's it. Mark, I don't have a doctor. I haven't seen my doctor in months. I can't get an appointment with my doctor. I'm having these issues. Can you help me? Yes, I will contact you, Jamilah, because not only is Oak Street going to set up transportation for you, they will pick you up, bring you right back to your front door. But secondly, there's no wait time, and you have an unlimited amount of time to speak to the doctor, which is huge. So when I want my clients to get the best care, I'm bringing them to Oak Street Health, regardless of what plan carrier they have. If you guys have any questions about Medicare whatsoever, I'm the person to ask, and I'll answer you, in as extended time as, expedited time as possible. Okay, so my name is Mark once again, so I just want to thank you guys very much for your time, and we would love to see you guys at Oak Street Health.
All right, thank you.
Can you tell us what Oak Street you're at?
Well, I particularly, my main location is at 455 Sutter, but I also work at the City Line location, which is located on Liberty Avenue. I also work briefly with the Worcester location as well.
Okay. And so let me add, Mark, thank you so much. Let's give him a round of applause. Hi. You know what? And give yourself a round of applause for being in the room today. God woke us up today, right? So I want to add this. I want to piggyback off of what Mark said a little bit too. We have a community room in all our sites. My main site is Sutter, but I'm not bounded. I also do home visits. I can come here, Mark can come here, we can come and set a date and time where it's convenient for you guys if you don't have the time to get to the center until you actually have a doctor's appointment. So I want to say this, you guys know I'm a grant writer. I work with the youth, I work with the seniors, I ran a program, I ran for city council. I did it with less than $10,000, and I'm not saying this to brag. I just want you guys to understand how committed I am to this community. I knocked on 10,000 doors 3 times. I had no money for literature, no endorsers, but I had the will and I had the way, because I believe that our community deserves the best health, the best education, safety, and future planning and investments. Many of us live in NYCHA and we don't even have a stock into it. So that's another thing that I'm working on to help us get on the right track. But I say all that to say we can have stocks, we can have our money, but if we don't have our wealth, what do we have? If we don't have our wellness, health is important, what do we have? Wealth without health means nothing. So today we're committed to say this is definitely a place to visit. When I ran for city council, I remember here's a sidebar joke. Some of my family that don't understand. So my mom is Puerto Rican, my mom is Puerto Rican black, my dad is Arabic. So my mom understood elected officials, but the rest of them really didn't. So they said, you going for governor? Mayor, what you doing? I said, oh, city council. And my uncle said, what are you talking about? What's that? A secretary for the mayor? I said, oh, Lord. I said, okay, it's okay. It's a lack of education. Here's my opportunity to educate. I say the elected officials are the people that help push the narrative on the needs of our community. But I don't have to be an elected to push the narrative that we need help in our community. So I want to ask you guys, if I was to put a workshop together, what are some of the workshops you would like to see happen? And for whatever reason, we could try to make it happen. I was thinking about Alzheimer's, a workshop on Alzheimer's, and what does that do? Dementia, medication, and so forth. But I am open to hear any other suggestions and ideas that you guys have, so we can make it happen. And this could be the first group, and you guys could be my core, so we can really make this big and have everyone over 65 get this information. Talk to me. What do you guys think? I'm open. I'm ready. Oh, you got some money. Let's spend it. Yes, ma'am. You want to do something on that? I would love that. So dementia, for those who don't know, there's a research done on it now. Many people have been on dementia. Many people believe that this was something that happens just to our elders. Not so. Not so. Newsflash. This is happening to people in their 30s and in their 40s.
Yeah.
And younger. Yes, ma'am. So we really have to educate our community on what this means and what can we do prevention planning to avoid us reaching that, you know. So there's a lot of prevention planning, there's a lot of resources, but let's be honest. Are our communities receiving this information? They think it's all about just high blood pressure.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one of them, but that's not just it.
And basically, when they go to the doctor, that's all they're treating them for is high blood pressure.
Yeah.
They're not treating the real cause of dementia, or not even treating the people who have signs or, the beginning stages of dementia.
Yes, ma'am.
They're not
Yeah,
treating
but I
any of
have
that.
a friend and she going through that.
Yes.
And a lot of it, she forgets a lot of things.
Yes.
And when she talks to the doctor about it, he brushes off and talk about something else. I told you need to change doctors.
Yes, ma'am. See, that's why I'm here today, because I've done my research. I've done my research, and when I ran for city council, and my people were saying, "Oh, you gonna be a politician, Jamilah?" I said, "No, I'm a communitician. I'm about community." And so I do my research, due diligence, and I know, just like, my two beautiful ladies, sisters, moms, aunt, grandma, this is family right here. There's a lot of information being rolled out. And to say, she goes to the doctor and he brushes her off.
Yeah.
To say we're not going into the deep of it, the core of why these things is happening, is why we need to be proactive about our doctors. We need to be proactive of where we're spending our dollars. Because you guys put in time for that Medicare.
We also need to be more proactive in our own health
Yes, ma'am.
with our doctors. Now, like she says, she sees the who first, and then she sees the doctor. Well, like I'll see him, and then I'll see the doctor. But one thing about it, when you get in front of me, I think you do that when she gets a chance to meet me.
Yeah, me too.
When I go, what I learn to do, when I go to the doctor, I take a list with me, regardless of anything. If I have pain, I got that pain written down, whatever date it is. If I have an ache in my toe, all of this I talk about. Because I don't know what these problems may be connected to.
Right.
True.
So therefore, I need to address them. I mean, I'll talk vaguely with her, what do you call the person, the intern?
Yes, ma'am.
But when I get her,
Yeah, I do too.
we have a conversation.
Yeah.
You see, we will, answer the questions that the interns answer us. And when the intern go in and talk to the doctor comes before you, and she put, no, not think. Because some of what I said to the intern, he or she may have forgotten to tell the doctor. And may have forgotten to put it into the system.
Absolutely.
So now how does the doctor really know what I'm there for, or really what's happening with me in my body?
So true. Let's give a round of applause for that. Yes, ma'am.
That's what I do.
Because sometimes when an intern comes in, and I have to let them know, not to be rude to you, because you're learning. But I want to talk to the main source. I have to say it when I go to the clinic, because I'm telling you, like I said, I'm spilling to you everything. When you leave this room, you go there, you done forgot some things that I said.
Yes.
And now she coming back, my doctor's a woman, and she's saying this and that, and I'm looking like this. And so I learned to say, I have nothing against the intern, I have nothing against you, but please tell the doctor that I want to see you. I want to see her. But what I want to say about obesity, I know, like, diabetic, and they saying a lot of things affect us for the food that we eat, mainly more so today. So what I would like, and being retired and sitting home, I have put some kind of weight on me. I'm tired of me. And I have a problem with I'm going to just be straight I have a problem with food. I love to eat. But what I want to learn is healthy eating, but good tasting and good food. I know, okay, we sprinkle salt, we sprinkle this and that on our food and all this like that, but then we have to know the intake of salt. I have a problem with my veins. I have a problem with swelling, you know, and that's it. My body contains a lot of water. But that's a thing that I want to know about being obesity and what is it that I can do to help me eat better, but better tasting food.
I love that. So just listening, right? Before I continue, we shared a couple of things in common, right? We shared that one, we like our doctor. Two, we're on a lot of medications, know our doctors for a long time. And yes, we can get that time with our doctor, but it seems we gotta push and pull.
Yeah.
At Oak Street, you don't have to do that. That intern is gonna be in the room, so there is no pushing and pulling, and you have the undivided attention of your doctor. And I think for me, as a start, that's a good warm-up for you to try something different.
I have a question.
Yes.
When, like Liz said, certain diets and stuff, it's a difference between a nutritionist and a dietitian. And what I'm finding in our community, in general as a whole, that they don't have a lot of dietitians. They will send you to a nutritionist that is not, it's the same, but it's not the same. There are two different criteria. Why is it that in the black and brown community it's hard to find? And I can testify and witness that because I had to go up to White Plains just for a dietitian, not a nutritionist. So is Oak Street going on that realm of not just sending us to nutritionists, because it is a total difference, and finding dietitians for us?
Great question. So let me say I 100% agree with you. And that, most of the time I say that when I stand up here, but I felt not passionate to say because I feel we're all one accord. We shouldn't have to go to Wall Street to see a doctor. We shouldn't have to go to Queens and see someone, and this is no shade because our people, we all good people, right? Black, brown, but
I don't mean to cut you off. I live in Queens. They don't have them in Queens. They don't have them in Nassau. They don't have them in Flushing. They don't have them in Brooklyn, Bronx. You have to literally step outside of the communities in order to find a dietitian.
So
not
let
a
me say,
nutritionist.
not a nutrition. So let me say this. That's not good because that's our story too often, and we need to change that narrative. So I'm going to take this information back, but before I do, I'm going to say, so far we got two events going on, and I'm going to say this is my council. If you guys all agree, this is my hub. This is my first stop. You four will be the leading council of real hope and change for our community when it comes to obesity, when it comes to dementia, Alzheimer's, and our ultimate health, dietitians, not just nutrition. So can I count on you all to help me in this journey? Yeah. All right. Yes, ma'am.
Do you all have a list of specialists that operate out of
I love that you said that, Marcia.
So yeah, just to jump in on that, and this is a good question to kind of tie into the dietitian as well. What makes one thing that makes Oak Street very unique is that they have a position there called a patient relations manager. Now this person serves as the liaison between the client and the doctor and whatever connections that need to be made based off of the person's insurance. So that person there, which most doctor's offices don't have a dedicated person just for that. When you need a dietitian, when you need a specific specialist, it's that person's job to find that person within your network and connect you with them. So where you have a little bit of time navigating a directory for providers, that person's job is literally to find that for you. So it's not really a list, but it's a network that they plug themselves into based off of what insurance coverage you have, and they will find the specialist that you can go see. So
And let me add to that too by saying that as the outreach executive for this company and having someone like Mark involved, I would take a personal interest in making sure that I do sit with the PRM and I make sure that everyone in here that has certain needs, those needs are being met, because we go back to the word tailored, right? It has to fit. It has to make sense for us, not just as a whole, but as individuals. Because I'm a size 6 in shoes, he's a size 9. It just is not going to fit. I can put my foot in it, it's going to slide out. He can try, it's not going to go through. We need things that are tailored to us to meet our needs. Another thing that I would like to do, I would like to bring a dietitian in here. I would like to bring someone in here. How about we do that? We could do that, because sometimes we need to bring, we need to go to where the information is, but we need the information to come to us too. And as a community, as my family, we deserve that. We deserve that, so I'm going to work on that. And I'm going to work on making these walk-through visits super exclusive. I will listen to everyone's needs, and I'm a note taker. My brain is going, boom, boom, boom. I already can tell what we need based on conversation. And I'll make sure that those welcome visits are tailored to that. That you're not going into an office and have to spend an hour talking about things that you're not there for. You don't have to tell me my pressure, I have high blood pressure. I already know that. You don't have to tell me I'm 10 pounds overweight. That's why I'm here. So let's get to the nitty gritty of why I'm here and not just waste my time. So we're definitely going to provide that. I give you my commitment as a community member that it's going to be my goal to make sure we get served the right way. You know, you're just not a number to me. You're not just a number, you are a person. And that's what makes us different. We don't just see numbers when people come in. True, in fact, I believe in people over profits. That was my whole campaign theme, and I truly believe in that. We have to care about the people, not just what we get out of it. And through your care and your compassion and your work and dedication, we see better, not just for us, but as a whole. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to bring the dietitian here. We're going to work on those 2 workshops. We're going to work on these welcome visits, and we're going to improve the nature of our health.
But it also, can I just say
Yes,
this?
ma'am.
I'm sorry,
Of course.
now,
No,
we,
please,
we,
I love this.
now, the reason why I'm asking about these different specialists, because we live in this neighborhood. Why do I have to be there? And a queen to see a specialist there?
100%.
You know, and see, that's one reason why sometimes people keep changing doctors as well. And that was one of the reasons, because now my doctor was on this avenue, I'm not going to say where and what went on. Okay? But every few months, there's a different doctor. Then shortly after that, if I had to go to see a specialist, I might go see a specialist this time, but the next time I have to go see a specialist for the same thing, it's somebody else. We live in Brooklyn. I might have to go to downtown Manhattan or have to, you know, somewhere way out of my area where I live at.
And everything you guys are saying, I'm going to take that back. You know what? Because not only is this a workshop about health, this is advocacy.
Right.
We're advocating right now.
Yeah.
You know, we're all warriors of our community, because you're right.
Yeah, because where I'm at now, I went because most everything I need, basically, I can get all on one umbrella. I can go one place, basically, and get everything that I'm going for. The specialists, they're there. If the doctor, my doctor, right across the street over here. Okay, even though she's across the street, she still works where I, you know, the main office.
So I love that you said that too, right? That communication. And that often is the disconnect. When you're going all over the place and your doctors don't communicate. That's why at Oak Street, we pride on that, because everyone is communicating. You know, your doctor's communicating with your outreach worker. Your outreach worker's, talking to your doctor. There is no, I'm a doctor, you can't talk to me. There is none of that.
Let me say this and then I'm going to shut up, y'all.
No, this is good. No, shut up.
Okay, I went to one specialist, to see the specialist. But instead of seeing the specialist, I had to see the intern. Before you can see the specialist, you got to see the intern. Okay, and upon talking to the intern, I saw the specialist one time. Okay, and then all of a sudden I had arrangements made for me to go to another location because I had to take some shots and treat the problem that I was having. And guess what? When I got to the location that I was going to get the problem taken care of, who do you think was taking care of me?
The intern.
Go ahead. It was the intern
I mean,
who was
come
there
on.
to service me.
Can I just say this, and I'm not being biased, I'm just being real. This is 11207, 11208, 11212. You think that's happening by Wall Street?
No.
But you know what? When they have coverage, they have the same coverage you have.
The same.
Then why is it that we have that disconnect? That's what I'm saying here, in this business that I believe in, this organization. We are striving to empower the people, and they're coming into, and I hate using this term, but it's a fact, the underserved communities. We need to flip that. We need to be the community that serves, and no longer the underserved, because we deserve everything that everybody else did in those other zip codes.
Thank you.
So I can tell you guys this: when you do come for your welcome visit, if you do say, you know what, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna be there all the step of the way. I'm not gonna, I'm busy today, I'm not around. No, I'm gonna make myself available. I'm gonna make sure that I'm around. And you're gonna come back to me and say, wow, everything Jamilah said was gonna happen in that form. And I am gonna bring those specialists in here so we can have a deep conversation on what we really need. I also want to do something called the blender experience. So at Oak Street, I could, buy food. I could do different things for our people, make it a good event, a good workshop. I want to do something called the blender experience because, what's your name? I'm sorry. Yes. Miss Liz said, look, I like food. I like food too. I like food a lot, right? I want to do the blender experience. I want us to start juicing at least maybe once a week. Once a week. And I want you guys to participate in this juicing with me. So when you guys come, after we have the dietitian come in and we set that welcome visit, everybody's going to leave with a blender. But before you leave with the blender, we're going to have the dietitian here, we're going to have our fruits, and we're going to see. I started juicing in my house. And at first I was like, I don't want to cut this and cut. It's very simple. And the juice is pretty good. You go to these juice bars, it's $10 to $12.
Yeah.
Who's gonna want to buy juice, right? At that rate, and we're living on a fixed income. How can we buy that juice? But you know what? We can do that ourselves. So this is a new experience, the blender experience, and everyone in here is gonna get that blender. And we're gonna come back. We're gonna meet once a month. Our group is gonna get bigger and bigger. We're gonna talk about how well our juicing is doing for us in our lives. Yes, ma'am.
Does it put in your vegetable juices?
Yeah, we're gonna put vegetables. Two of my favorites is banana and strawberry. But I started adding beets. I love beets. Well, try beets, strawberries. You're gonna be like, oh, Jamilah, you was right, girl. Yeah. I need to mix it with something. So, this is something that the blend experience I started about 2 months ago. And now I want to bring it to my people. A leader is only as good as he or she is willing to share, right? So I can't keep my secret recipes to myself. That's not godly. That's not fair. So if you guys want to participate in this blender experience with me, please raise your hand so I know how many blenders I gotta buy. All right. So I said we got a whole team ready to go. All right. This is beautiful. Do you guys have any questions for me?
Well, let me tell you, you guys work with the Panthers as well, right?
Yes, ma'am. Dad, where you think that's where we getting the fruits from?
What I'm about to say is if you have the pantry delivering here, I'll do distribution.
Oh, beautiful.
Okay.
Look, we got some members. This is our first membership right here. This is our council.
I'll do the distribution and we get you all give us the vegetables and the fruits and I'll see that they
Okay.
get distributed.
Oh, there we go. Who else is gonna get on this board now? We are creating a board. This is the Board of Health for East New York.
I want to say, you know what? God is so good.
Amen.
I really got to say this right here because first I want to say, what Ms. Hill had said right quick, that I do everything clean. And my doctor, Dr. Khalees Scott, is in Jamaica Hospital. So at one time, everything I did, all I had to do was go on this floor, that floor, this floor, that floor to get whatever I needed. But when Corona 2020 came, you know, they weeded out a lot of things. We got to travel to West Bubbles to get to a specialist over here. Right now, I go all the way to Bayside to see a doctor.
That's fine.
Yes, I'm telling you, it's very far. But then I'm gonna leave that alone. I want to say I'm afraid to change. Like,
Oh my God, God is good. Thank you for saying
you know why
that.
I do it? Because everything is there with Dr. Khalees Scott. She's a very, very, very good doctor. But if I leave there, I'm so afraid that I won't get what I get with her. She is one, she says, before you walk out of here, I have to dot my I's and cross my T's. That woman goes, I had a doctor that didn't ever touch me, but always wrote something. This woman right here goes from the back, in me, front, all around. And this is what I like about her, you know, and I said, am I going to get this somewhere else? But then I want to say this right here, God is good because the fact that I wasn't coming. I have so much to do. And I toyed with coming here. Oh, this morning I could have been 9:30. I'm going. No, I'm not going. I got so much to do. No, I'm going to go. I went all the way across town, came back. I said, oh, I bypassed and turned around. Moved my car back and back. I said, go ahead, girl, go inside. And you know you want to go inside. And look at what God allowed me to experience.
Wow.
And I'm sitting here giving him glory, saying to him, God, I thank you for turning me around. Look at what I came into. Information, something to help Liz. Something that I didn't get with I do have a nutritionist and a dietitian. But if you see, it must not be working because I'm going like this. I ain't going like
my
this.
goodness,
I'm going
thank
like
you
this.
for
So
sharing
I
that.
thank you for being here.
Oh my God, thank you. That makes me feel so good and it warms my heart. And we can all agree God is good, right? And He works. Yes, amen. He works on design, right?
Yes.
He's intentional.
Yes.
And so we have to be intentional and proactive. And I just want to go back to what Ms. Liz said. Trust. Am I going to get that somewhere else? Am I going to get the same treatment? Even if the treatment is not 100%. But you see where I'm going with it? Because we don't get the adequate health, services that we deserve, we'll take 50% off for you. Even if you can't get 100. But we need to really start changing that narrative. We need 100%. Because you have no problem asking me for my coverage when I'm walking in that door. You have no problem charging me for things that you didn't even do. The prior doctor didn't even look at her. But I bet you he or she billed as if he did or she did. So that's what we have to change that. So at Oak Street is just a welcome visit. It's no commitment. You come in, you give it a shot, you talk to your doctor. If you like it, you say, okay. You come back to me, Jamilah. No, I'm staying where I'm at. I have to respect it. But I can, they say promise is a comfort to a fool, but I can reassure you that your experience will not be that. I won't allow it to be that. Especially my board of directors for East New York Health. Come on now, that is not going to happen. reservations, and I understand your concern because there's a trust, you know. And as a young mother, I had my son at 18, and I was so leery about everything that I kept him. I lived in Long Island, but kept him in school in East New York because I was like, I don't know those folks over there. I know them here. And so I strapped them on. I took the LIR to the J to the A, and I did it every day. Because trust doesn't come easy, especially in our communities that they poverty pimp, right? It's poverty pimping. When it comes to us, politicians, everytician, come to us, they want to vote, they make promises, they make commitments, they disappear. So I'm not here to add on to that. I'm not here to be a health-tician. I'm here to say I'm for community, I'm for health, and I believe that you should give this company, this organization, this health brand a chance.
Trust is gained and good, but lost and busted.
Ooh,
Yes.
you hear that?
You can lose it, the whole, the bucket, yes, keep going, use it, but trust is gained and good. It takes time.
I love that. I'm gonna piggyback off of that. I'm gonna use that.
And you know, another big problem, I'm gonna say that, I said I was gonna shut up.
No, this is good.
Another big problem that we have, okay? Insurance companies come in, advertise, we here, we're there. Now, I'm just gonna say this. I joined one because now my sister down south, she's a part of this company. And she told me all the things that they did. Wonderful. I mean, from head to toe. I joined the same company here in New York. And they get one half, or they did offer me one half of what she was getting in the South. Then to top that off, by we living in Brooklyn, when you did find a doctor in this company, he had in Queens somewhere.
So let me ask you this: so do you give transportation? Do they provide transportation for free, or you have to come out of pocket?
But at that time, they wasn't providing transportation. But even if it was providing transportation,
You don't want to go. You don't have to go. So
all the way out to the end.
100%, I agree, and that's why we're gonna change that narrative, and that's why I'm saying for everyone, hello, for everyone who's interested, this welcome visit, you will see how it would just improve your quality of life. That's why I'm here to do. I'm here to say, look, we reached 70, we reached 80, God bless us, 90, 100. Let's continue to improve our quality of life so we can live longer. Because I'm sure everybody in this room has some people that need you all. There's some people in this room that will go crazy without your existence. So I tell my mom this too. I say, hey lady, when she turned 66, she hasn't been to the doctor in over 2 years. And when I asked her, I said, why you don't go? She said, leave me alone. She gets so upset and she said, if you don't leave me alone, you go to the door. I said, oh, but I know what it is, right?
You go in there, you go with you.
So I step back. I know what it is. She's frightened.
Yeah.
She's afraid. Not everybody is compelled to go to a doctor. She's afraid. She's afraid the first thing she goes, my aunt passed away from cancer in 2013. She's afraid. She's traumatized. She's afraid she's going to go again and she's going to get the treatment that say, oh, too bad you got this. So I'm telling her, it doesn't have to be that. I can respect how she feels, but I have to take accountability to help her change that. But everybody in this room also has to take accountability for the ones that love them too. And I told her on her birthday, I said, you accountable for staying here a little longer because you got young kids that need you. So you have to go to the doctor. You know what she said to me? This is why I say God is so good, like Miss Liz said. Prior to coming in here, 10 minutes before she called me, she called me girlfriend. Hey girlfriend. I said, hey mom, what's up? She said, I'm gonna give your doctor a chance, okay? I said, I'm still quiet. I said, okay. Yeah, and when I got off that phone, I was like, girl, you got a humor. Because I so needed to hear that this morning. You know, because she's precious to me. And so she is. She's a precious little something to me, you know? So all of us, right? So we are gonna work together. We're gonna work together. I'm going to advocate for the things that I believe I heard all in this room. Through faith, through hope, through change. I'm going to make sure that we advocate. And again, Mark, we're going to be working closely. So if there is an insurance coverage, like you said, Ms. Silvain, you just may not know. And they're not going to tell you the services that you really are entitled to. This is the man that's going to dig into it and say, hold up a second, do you know you could go get some shoes over here, X, Y, and Z? He's going to dig in because he has a personal interest, and that personal interest is to make sure you have a great quality of life. So I hope everybody left their phone numbers. I'm not a stranger. You guys know how to reach me. When should I come back to do the blended experience? What should I do? What we doing first? Workshop or blended experience? I'm going off your vibe right now. You guys tell me. We do the blending, right? So we gonna pass like the Thanksgiving, all this pie, because I know it's a busy week. I'll set it up. I'll call the office, get everybody's information. And we start our blending experience. And you guys come to that welcome visit and you tell me what you think. Because at the end of the day, I can work for a company, I can see what they do, I can believe in it. But I need testimonies. I need testimonies from you all to say, hey girl, you better start looking for another job. Or you know what, you're doing right. But I stand before you because I truly believe that it can give you what you're looking for that's been missing in our community. So I really appreciate your time today. I know lunch is coming up. I'll stay in contact and we're going to make this happen. Any other questions before we close out? I do have some gifts I want to give out. We're going to get it. We're going to get it. That's right. Yes, so I'll stay in contact and I'll call the ladies in the office. And let me say, my sister back there, she's working right now. She's not even listening. Look, that's how much she's working. They're always great to me. I can't say anything less, but hands down, 100%. There's nothing that I can't do here. There's not a situation that I can't call about, you know, especially too with Angela. You know, dynamic duo. It takes a team. So I want to thank you for always receiving me and allowing me to share the resources to our precious, you know, beautiful participants. You guys mean so much, and we're going to make this happen. So we got some work to do. Yes,
It's out there.
all right. It's out there.
It's out there.
It's out there. So I'll be calling everyone left their phone numbers too.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes, the paper's right here.
Yep. And I'll give you my number, and you guys can share it out.
Okay.
And we're gonna make it happen. I think you guys, can we take some pictures? Because this is our community team right now.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you so much. There's some goodies in here. Hello, how are you? Thank you for your participation. I appreciate you guys so much.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Get the picture, not just Thank you so much for that participation.
It's nice.
Come on, ladies, let's take some walks.
Let's take some pictures, guys.
Right quick.
Yes.
Right in the middle.
Hey.
Mm-hmm.
I want to take some beautiful